almost 35,000 registered immigrants in the county?
34,627.
Guess how many kids? They're about
5,000. Well, there was only a few races in which they were, they were able to vote for their Senate.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, for Bill Nelson
They had a
or
primary.
they were able to vote for sheriff. They were able to vote for the judges.
What do you think about the sheriff's race? We had, you know, all of the four candidates had pluses. All of them had abilities, and they all had a little bit of negative. And you know, obviously, we heard that throughout the election. I saw it being a horse race between Pormel and Sapp, and I think it could have gone either way. That was my early take from the feedback I got. But I called the Star race wrong too, because I thought he was getting elected, and I saw the Pormel. The difference here is I think this is a vote of confidence on the part of the citizens for the fact that they're happy with what the sheriff's office has been doing. What's your thought?
I guess you'd have to say that, but again, it comes down to turnout. Isn't this? This just shows you right here how important turnout is.
Well, it's up to is the responsibility on the part of the voter or on the part of the candidates? 100 years ago when we first did this, before the technology we had, we used to have our voting lists, and we'd have runners at the polling places, and if you voted in polling place 4, and we'd see by 3 o'clock, Ken Lovejoy hasn't voted, and I thought you might vote. I'd be saying, hey Ken, you're going to get out and vote today? We need your help. Yeah. And the candidates really got very much involved in getting the vote out. I think with the way we have the 3 elections and the process now, it's pretty much left up to the responsibility, more so to the citizens than the candidates, to get the vote out. We used to drive people to the polls. We used, you remember that stuff, John. We used to do all kinds of things to get people to vote. But now, with the 3 elections, there's really no excuse not to vote.
Yeah, and there really isn't. And I don't know what it's going to take. Hopefully this isn't a harbinger of the November 6th turnout. I mean, generally, we hear it all the time that primary turnout is usually weak. I didn't think it was going to be this week.
Yeah, right.
But this is just blatantly disgusting.
I have a question for everyone here that might be of interest. I've been told, and again, people sometimes when you're sitting up there tell you what they think you want to hear.
Yeah.
But I've been told that pretty much people felt that the 5 commissioners that are there now have worked pretty well together in terms of trying to deal with the issues for the county and the stuff. With some changes, with 2 new changes, what do you think is going to happen to the commission?
I don't know.
I'll tell you that real quick. We were talking about it earlier. One of 2 things. One, we're going to get another Bob Starr. Somebody's going to step up as Bob Starr. Maybe.
Mr. No.
Okay?
Somebody's got it.
If they don't, we're going to have
Mr.
one of the great do-nothing commissions in our history.
And we've had several callers over the past few weeks, Stephen R., that would like to see the commissioners do a little bit better job of leadership and a little bit better job of not just taking the word of staff. because it appears that staff is running roughshod.
Let me jump in and comment
many
on that.
things.
I will share one thing with you, and I can only talk about myself and my interaction with staff. I will tell you, there were many, probably dozens of times where they've come in, the staff has come in and talked to me about something, and I've expressed my opinion, and they've gone back and changed stuff. And and I can think of some specifics with things that we were doing with Parkside. I can think of other specifics of things that we've been doing with zoning. I can certainly think of a whole bunch. I know we made a lot of changes on the agreements for Murdoch Village and some of that stuff because I had some input on that. And you're right. The staff is responsive to our suggestions and our ideas. And I can't answer because I obviously don't sit there with the other 4 commissions.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to give a little answer too to that. I think
it's behind the scenes.
Perception.
A lot of it's behind the scenes, Ken.
Is a symptom of sunshine. Our commissioners can't talk to each other except in an official meeting, and it's very difficult to create leadership when your mouth is shut. Is it shut?
Come on, John. I told them how to do this 8 years ago. And they
Tell me, will you?
I told you. Have a Thursday meeting every week. If nobody shows up, fine, don't have the meeting. If two of you have something to discuss, sit down and have a meeting. But make it a public meeting, and if you can sit down once a week and talk about everything.
I will tell you that. I made that suggestion, and I couldn't get two other commissioners to agree with me. I did make it. I will make it again. I think it's a good idea.
Sometimes a boob job's more profitable
One-
than a public meeting.
One of the neatest compliments I got was from Chris Constance. One day we were down in the elevator, and Chris said, he says, I really wish we didn't have this sunshine, because I'd love to be able to talk to you so we could bounce the issues around. And we just can't do it. And we can learn, every one of us,
Sure.
Everyone on the commission has experience, has background, we have our own pluses and minuses, and if we have that interaction, we could benefit from that discussion. David, I'm gonna suggest that again. I think it's a good idea, and I'll try it, and as you say, if people show up, that's cool. If they don't show up, that's what sort of the monthly work sessions are, and we've got a full agenda on the one coming up next week.
Yeah. Hi, caller, you're on News Radio 1580.